Hi everybody. Somebody posted a little while ago that they wanted to know which looms were which. And then Teal put up a PDF that explained all the different gauges. So I'm not going to go into all the gauges, but I am going to hold up the looms so that you can see which picture, or I'm sorry, you can get a picture of which looms are which, because I know there's confusing because there's Cindy Wood and Knitting Board and Nifty Knitters, and there's Michael's and Joann's and everything. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. I'm going to start with the Nifty Knitter / Michael's / the Boy, which are what are sold at Joann's, because they all are the same. They're just different colors for the most part. There might be like 1 or 2 pegs. There might be 1 peg more on, the Michael's brand than there is on the Nifty Knitter, or vice versa. But they're all made the same. They all look the same for the most part. This happens to be the Nifty Knitter newborn hat loom. This is for like the tiny baby. This happens to be the Nifty Knitter because my Michael's one broke. I lost a peg on it. So this is the actual Nifty Knitter one. This is the Michael's brand child hat loom. So again, they're the same. One's Nifty Knitter, one's Michael's. You can't tell them apart. I prefer the Michael's or the Nifty Knitter over the Boy, B-O-Y-E, because of the peg, the tops on the pegs. I like the flat. I don't know if you can see this or not. They're flat. They don't have the little hook. There's like a little hook on the Boy ones. And the yarn catches on it when you go to push it down. So this is the adult hat loom for the Nifty Knitter or the Michael's brand, which are the Loops and Threads brand. So that's the adult hat loom. And this is like the shawl loom. That's what they call it. Or an Afghan loom, either one. And it's the largest of the Nifty Knitter ones. Now you get into the long ones. This is the longest of the Nifty Knitter, Loops and Threads, or the Boy. This is I don't know how many pegs long. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. 30 pegs long for the Michael's, the Loops and Threads brand. The next size down is this one. There are 4 of these, well, 5 of these actually. I lost the blue one. Oh, here it is. There's a blue one. And then this one actually has something on it, but this is, it's a project I'm working on, but this is the smallest of the Michael's brand. Now the difference is the Michael's brand are squared. The Nifty Knitter ones are rounded. This is the scarf loom for the Nifty Knitter. This is the Loops and Threads one. They're the same number of pegs, everything. One's just square, one's rounded. And then they just came out with, at Michael's, this this little mini one. I haven't quite figured out what you do with it yet, but there's this little mini one. So those are the plastic ones. The Loops and Threads, the Nifty Knitter, and the Boy are all plastic. They also have the spool. This is the spool on the Boy, and you can tell the difference in the tips on the hooks. On the pegs, I mean, the tips on the peg on this one there's like a little slit. I don't know if you can see it or not, like right here. And sometimes your yarn gets caught on this part as you push it down, versus these, which are like a flat tip. It almost looks like a nail, and it just slides down. Then you go into the wooden ones. These are the Knitting Board. This is just the Knitting Board sock loom, or not sock loom, scarf loom. That's all it is. That's not a sock loom. It's just, it's made of wood, and it's got steel or metal pegs, and the gauge is smaller. I think this is 1/2 inch. I'm not sure. It's the same as on the Knitting Boards. Okay? Just a different peg. This is the Knitting Board sock loom. I don't have it set up for a sock right now. But these are the ones that you can loosen that, and they you can slide maybe sometimes this back and forth and create your sock to whatever size you want it to be. So this moves then, okay? So those are the sock looms, or that's one of the sock looms. That is the knitting board sock loom. There's another sock loom that mine actually has a sock on it. That's the all-in-one. That is like this, only it's got the plastic pegs. It's wooden with the plastic pegs. This is the all-in-one knitting board. Now mine is set up kind of strange right now because I've got a 10-stitch blanket on it. And so I wanted it wider, so I put an extra spacer in here. I leave it connected like this so that I can sit it in my lap and it doesn't rotate or flip around or anything. It just sits comfortably in my lap. But this is the all-in-one knitting board. Okay. This is the super long knitting board. This is the authentic knitting board, and it's got the metal pegs as well. Okay. I have the longer, the 28-inch, I think it is. I don't remember, 36-inch, whatever. The all-in-one. I have the real long one, but it's got a big project on it, so I don't want to have to try and move that around right now. This is the knitting board S-loom or Afghan loom. Okay. It's got the regular knitting board pegs on it, like you see on the knitting board. It's made just like that. This is plastic, and this is made for Afghans. You can, there are ways to set it up that you can do the double rake. You just don't knit certain pegs, and you can mark those and you don't knit them off, and you can set that up then. The Cindy Wood looms, I don't have any of the oval or the long Cindy Wood looms, but I do have all of the round ones. This is the extra large. Sorry, my phone is, I've got a text message. I'm trying to ignore it. This is the extra large adult hat loom. This is the large adult hat loom. It's hard to see in here, but there is a difference in size. It's minute. I mean, I think there's like 5 pegs difference or something like that. But it does make a difference. I made the first one I made on the extra large hat loom. I got a big head and it dropped over my head. But my brother, on the other hand, it fit. My son, it fit. So it fit comfortably. They weren't tight on their heads at all. This is the child loom. This is the baby loom. These are the Cindy Wood. Again, these are made of MDF, and they have the plastic pegs. They do have the first peg. They've got a marker for your first peg like the Nifty Knitters do. And then this is the like booty loom, or you know, the little mini loom to make normally they would call them like flower looms or something, and they have those in the Nifty Knitters too. But I make little baby boots on them, baby booties, or I make like mittens, whatever, on these. This is a good way to tell the difference in the gauge. This one is the Nifty Knitter or the Loops and Threads. This one is the Cindy Wood. So you can see very clearly there is a difference in the spacing on the pegs. And that's basically your differences, is how far apart the pegs are, is what sets your gauge for your project. It would be very hard to work with like the super bulky number 6s on this one. It could be done. I've done it, but it's hard. But this one, on the other hand, it's perfect for the super bulky number 6. So that gives you an idea. I think that's most of mine. I think I have a couple other looms out there, but they're like repeats of what I've got, or, you know, just something very basic. So that gives you an idea. Like I said, the ones that I didn't show you that I know are in here are the extra long knitting board one and the knitting board sock loom, which looks just like this one, only it's got plastic pegs instead of metal ones. I hope that helps.